Hi, good night, everyone. It's me, Nathan, and characteristic is not born with, okay? This may be controversial because a lot of people likes to say when they make a mistake or they do some things that relates to their characteristic, they always says, "Oh, I've been born this way. I was always like this. I think this way. I have emotion this way." But it's not right, okay? In fact, it couldn't be more wrong than that, okay? So, yes, we when we born, we are genetically made and genetically different from others. Like 8 billion people, there's none of us that are 100% similar in genetic because we are all unique. God made us that way. And our physical traits, yes, we are different and that's our born with. We cannot change that, and that's how we live for the past million years, if you believe so. But characteristic itself didn't take part of anything, okay? So what I'm trying to say is we cannot and we must know that we cannot limit ourselves on believing that we are born this way. So for example, if we the type of person that likes to forget things, like small things and also big things, like we forgot where we put our belongings, or we often forgot the promises and the events that will occur in the future, and we made promises that we cannot fulfill, right? Because it's all collided. Yeah, collided. The events are collided. Some people might say, "Oh, I was born this way. I was forgetful since I was a child. Oh, this is my trait. Like, I cannot change it." No, wrong. Okay, I was forgetful until now. Actually, I forget a lot of things, but back then I used to forget like all of the things. Okay, I forgot where I put my phone, where I put my tumbler. I've make promises with this friend, and then I make another promise with this friend in the same time and day, and then I have to like say no to one of them and then say sorry, like every time. Like that happens like every week. Because why? Because I believe that I was born that way, that this is my characteristic I was born with. But then I started to think that this is not the case. I was forgetful because that's what I believed since I was a child, and I allowed it to happen every times, and I have a reasoning for that. I searched for a reason that I was born with forgetful minds, but it's just not true. So I start to organize my things. I start to check my things every time I'm going and living somewhere, and now I've reduced my forgetful happens by like 95%. Like I still like forget sometimes, but 95% of the times I remember it all, and I've never forget anything again. And that goes with any characteristic, okay? When you lie, when you are a person that likes to be angry, you are type of person that are scared, that are shy. Those characteristics is not what determines you because you're born with, okay? It's the identity that you want to believe because you trying to protect yourself to not change. We human don't like changes, okay? We like constant things, and that refers to our characteristic. We don't like to change ourselves. We just want to do what we want to do and what we have been doing. So by believing that we are born with this certain characteristic, we are trying to defend ourselves to search for a reason to not change and not to get out of our comfort zone. So we just have to acknowledge this and try to change, try to eliminate those negative characteristic and change and be a better person. And you can actually do it. That's the thing. You can actually change because identity comes from habit and habit comes from identity. So you gotta break the chain. Know that you are trying just coping with your mind, that characteristic is what you're born with and you cannot change. No, you can change it, you can practice it, and you can build a new identity. You can be more of yourself. You can be your true self, your best version of yourself. So yeah, that's it from me. And yeah, you guys can change. Character is not born with, and that's a good news because now we know that we can improve as a human and be better every day. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you. Have a good dream.